Welcome back to the Formula Fiends podcast, episode 35?
34.
34. Yeah, 34. Today, I'm your host, Will, and today's guest for the 34th time. Or wait, 34?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
34th time of Aiden Hubble as my guest. Welcome, man. How are you doing today?
Dude, doing fantastic. Was not expecting that introduction, but, I'm here for it.
Great.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Hey, man. Thanks for having me, too. This is your place, so.
It's my house.
Yeah. After a weekend in the Middle East, we have come to Abu Dhabi.
Back in the Middle East.
Yeah, I guess we're back in the Middle East. We never left.
Haven't left.
Give me your initial thoughts on Qatar.
Okay. I think it could be different than yours.
Okay.
I thought it was a pretty shit race.
I completely agree.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Because from what I saw after on social media and such is that people were like, yeah, it was a pretty good race. Like a lot of chaos. I'm like, none of that did anything for me.
No. It was just, I didn't see any great on-track action. No great overtakes except for like lap one after a safety car. And then the only overtake opportunity is into turn one.
Which got old pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would say the chaos was all caused from sloppy mistakes.
Yeah.
Which is never fun to watch. Like
No.
if it's chaos in some other way, I don't know what that would be, but these mistakes were just not great to watch.
It was a really actually a bad race.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a fun race. I'll say it was an entertaining race, but it was not a good racing race.
Yeah.
If that makes
I
sense.
think that's probably a better way to put it. I wouldn't even call it that fun, but I guess it's not like dry. Is that kind of what you're saying?
It just wasn't like, at least, I don't know, there was like 3 safety cars, virtual safety car.
Yeah. And I guess Lando was in the hunt with Max and then just that penalty just out the window.
I just think it's like the DRS train just gets like so out of hand, and it just like, I don't know. It's pretty bad racing.
So then let me ask you this. You're saying that we should look back at this track after the race and see if it should stay on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Yeah. Because I remember saying that, because it is a MotoGP track. And I remember I was like, okay, there's only one DRS zone, one overtake opportunity. I don't know. I think we need another year. I think if next year there's no safety car and it's just so bad, then I think we need to rethink things. I think if there was no safety cars, it would like arguably be the worst race of the year.
Yeah. And that's not a given, but I'm very split in the middle.
Yeah.
I think what would help a lot is just a little F1 refresh on the track. Cause like they got the space there just in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Like just widen some of those corners, maybe shift some of them where it's less MotoGP-esque.
Mm-hmm.
That suits a Formula One car and that doesn't ruin the MotoGP experience. If they're going to stay there, if they plan to stay there, I think that'd be worth it.
I would say do something kind of like, I guess a lot of tracks do this, but like add a corner. Like you can, I guess the viewers can't see, but like somehow connect the 3 prongs in some way. So instead of like all these turns, there's some sort of back straight or something, some like alternate form of the track to create some sort of like overtaking opportunity.
Yeah.
Because it's just so
I think
boring.
they could do something.
Yeah. It was fun though. I mean, obviously
fine.
like the mirror gate, as I like to call it, and the stewards not removing it immediately caused a lot of shit. And then
Do you think they didn't throw a safety car out right away with that mirror because they already had like two or three?
I don't really know what they were thinking, to be honest. I thought it should have been at least a virtual safety car.
I think you throw that right away. Just get a gap and get someone out there and pick it up.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't that much.
It's also just one mirror. I mean, maybe it was like a couple other pieces, but it was just one mirror. Guy comes out, grabs it. It's just like we've seen bollards. We've seen
Everything.
We've seen a bunch of shit fall on the track. If it's just one item, one guy goes, you clap for him. and you continue.
And then because they didn't do anything, once Bottas hit it,
Yeah.
it explodes into 1,000 pieces. And then what are you going to do now? We got 2 punctures from it, and they just sweep it. And
it was actually pretty upsetting.
So frustrating.
Especially like Carlos and Lewis, who I feel like kind of needed or wanted to have a good race that race. And we're doing it. We're having a good race. And
Lewis
then it
was
like,
having a pretty bad race.
He was up there at least.
He was, but he was complaining. He's like, I can't do anything. Dude,
same with George too.
Yeah, but George is definitely doing better. And then that happened to Lewis. I'm like, oh, dude, just retire the car. And then he asked for it, and they're like, no.
That was like kind of depressing. I was like, oh shit.
He's done that before, but this one I understood. I felt for him. Because I was just thinking like, kind of dumb comparison, but like in iRacing, when you just get kind of fucked over like 3 times, you're like, I just want to fucking quit this race.
Turn your PC off.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
No, you need the safety rating. Yeah, but then again, like Lando got obviously his stop-go penalty, which brings me to, I guess I'll finish my point. He got a stop-go penalty and finished in the points, so that was cool.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about that was, so what he did, for people that don't know, is he didn't lift during the yellow flag, right? Which you're supposed to do. And what bothered me about that is that it happened at like lap 20 something, and then they didn't tell him about the penalty until like 5 laps to go, or what was it? Maybe like
it was probably like 15 laps to go.
15, maybe 20 laps to go.
Yeah.
But I think there should be some sort of rule where you need to enforce a penalty within a certain time of it occurring, because his race kind of got fucked.
Definitely. If it happened earlier, he probably would have done better.
Oh yeah. Because he would have served it. I don't know when he served it, but he would serve it earlier and then have more time to come back. Obviously.
I've also seen, I think it happened to Stroll like a couple years ago, where they didn't penalize him until after the race, and they calculated his penalty through like what they estimated the time loss would have been. So it was like a 30-second penalty. And it would have been interesting to see like if it took him that long to decide it was going to be a penalty, or like what the actual penalty should be. Like you could even take it with something like that to the end of the race and just do it after the race and then give him a penalty, and then we still get good on track action.
True.
But I think that's just coming from a bias that I want to see that on track. Like obviously that's a safety violation and it should get penalized, but selfishly I wanted to see that front of the race battle.
I just think there should be some sort of consistent time frame or like lap, like this penalty needs to be addressed within 5 laps or whatever. Something
I think
like
it's
that.
just like, it's back to like, this sport is so hard to govern because every incident's different. Like, I think it's hard to like make it that black and white, in my opinion, because there could be more factors in it. And you never know.
It was a crazy race too. Like there was constantly shit going on. Like
they had their hands full for sure.
Yeah.
So
K-Mag, Albon, so many safety cars,
a lot of retirements, but that led to Big Dog getting some points.
Who's Big Dog? Pierre?
Guan Yu Zhou.
Guan Yu Zhou. Dude, shouts out my guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Guan Yu Zhou.
Shout out the team. Team deserved it. For sure.
Yeah. I think I don't know much about the team, but
like the mechanics and stuff. They're not designing that car.
True. That's true.
They're working hard.
Yeah, I think Zhou they had like some pretty good pace too. Like Bottas was, where did he end up? Like outside the points?
Outside the points. I think in like 12th.
Yeah,
I think
that's not bad, dude.
I think something happened to him where he was like looking like he was gonna get points, and then I guess Lando snatched it away from him. He probably finished pretty close to the points.
I think he did.
But that's with a lot of retirements.
That's true. And safety cars bunching them all up.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out Pierre though. I thought that's who you're talking about. He had just a great race. I feel like they've been on
where did he finish? 6th?
5.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think he got 10 points, which is huge for constructors, obviously.
So are they leading by like 5?
They are. You want to pull it up?
Yeah, I got you.
They keep calling it, dude. they keep calling it either the 13 or $30 million spot, but I can't fucking understand them
My
because they're
app
British.
needs to update it. It's 30.
It's 30.
Yeah, I've seen it on Instagram in text format.
They gotta say it properly.
30.
They keep saying like it's the 30.
30. Yeah. British people, man. Yeah, so they are 5 points ahead of Haas, which is pretty crazy. And then, RB's a little bit further back. So it's basically just Alpine and Haas.
Yeah,
And then if something crazy happens, RB could sneak past, but
I doubt it.
I would doubt it as well. And then up top, McLaren, Ferrari, obviously pretty excited for that.
That's gonna be awesome.
I mean, basically, McLaren has to retire one of their cars for Ferrari to have a chance.
Or Ferrari just like 1-2, and then
Like-
McLaren like shit.
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty big swing.
Swing is swing.
But definitely possible.
Dude, that song's been stuck in my head all day. Kiss.
Yeah, it's because you put it on Snapchat.
No, because so I had it in my head and then I put it on Snapchat.
Oh, okay,
Because I was like, I
yeah.
need to listen to it.
It's a tough one, dude.
Yeah, and I keep saying like Kiss Gabe or whatever.
Yeah, shout out Kissing Gabe.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. I
Uh,
have some notes. I don't know how much you want to go into guitar.
I want
don't
to.
really
The only
need
thing
to.
I want to talk about guitar is the Max George situation,
Okay.
as they like to call it in France.
Which I do not know much about.
All right.
And the reasoning being, let me just preface, is I see these headlines and it's like, or like ESPN F1 will just do like quotes and shit.
Don't listen to ESPN F1. We've
I know,
gone
I
over
know.
this. We've gone over this.
I know, but I see all this shit and I'm just like, I don't care. But then I realize like, yeah, it might actually.
I
actually
care
matter.
because, like, it's pretty important.
Why though?
He said some crazy shit.
Max?
Yeah.
Like what?
He said, let me pull it up.
Yeah. And I quote.
I don't want to paraphrase the guy.
Please. I hate paraphrasing.
You know, I don't want him coming after me.
I don't know. I'm kind of at the point where I just like, I'd rather just look at other
Did
stuff.
I screenshot it?
I'd rather be scrolling.
Yes. Here it is.
Mm.
He said he's going to, and I quote, put me on my fucking head in the wall.
Who said that?
Max said that about George. Like, he's going to crash into him and fucking put his head in the wall.
As a joke, though.
I don't think so.
Dude, why?
Like,
Why? What?
because he's pissed off.
Oh.
Like, it's
Dude,
not,
I'm
he's
sure
not,
that's a
he's not
joke.
in joking mood.
I'm sure it's a joke. Maybe not. I
Like,
don't know.
I heard like George even like teared up a little bit at something. I that's a rumor. That's a rumor. That's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
I heard there's some emotion going around, dude.
Yeah. There's
And-
definitely some shit. I mean, the thing Toto sato was like kind of funny about.
And I quote, yapping little terrier, always something to say. Toto Wolff on Christian Horner.
That's comedy, though.
That's,
That's funny.
but I think he's saying it. It is funny, but that's like in a pissed off scenario. Like they're throwing shade at each other.
Dude, this could be a really spicy last race and 2025.
Yeah, dude. Imagine if Red Bull, Mercedes both have good cars, and it's Max and George. Those two are pretty tough on the track too.
Yeah, they are. And then Kimi and Checo.
doing nothing. Dude,
Just-
Checo's gone. Checo's gone.
Checo's gone. Should we talk about that at all, or is
No.
it kind of obvious?
I think it's obvious. He's
I feel
gone.
like after this, I think this was kind of the last straw,
um,
or maybe like
I think even if he got pole, won this race,
No.
he's gone.
that's a bold statement.
I think it's true.
I don't know about that.
I think they made up their mind.
yeah,
I think they're just like, he's too inconsistent.
yeah. And
And-
he was just really, really bad race this week.
From Lawrence
Barretto.
Barretto article today, and I quote,
This better be perfect.
no.
And I paraphrase.
And I paraphrase. He said that it said sources say that all Red Bull contracts are different than most teams, that when you sign up, it says that they can move you into RB,
Mhm.
lower team. They could move you into a reserve driver role, driver development role. They could make you an ambassador. So
Oh,
they can kind of get away with some movement without fully breaking the contract, which means they're going to fucking break the contract.
yeah. I also just think I don't know. He just doesn't really. I don't want to say the word deserve. 'Cause
It
I
is
feel like
deserve. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve a top seat in F1. He's not performing. I'll
I
say
think
it.
someone else should be in his seat.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah,
He's had a good career, but it's done, dude.
yeah. I mean, this week I feel like he
And
really
he had
fucked the
he had
bed.
options to go to lower teams earlier in the year, but if you don't want to do that, then yeah,
Yeah.
you're done.
I'm excited to see who's going to replace him. We've talked about this so much.
I
but
know. There is some new news on it.
Some new news.
Isaac Hadjar,
Oh yeah.
F2 driver. There's something like a weird. I think it could have just been a language issue,
Mm-hmm.
but he was basically like, they're like asking him about his future, and he's like, nothing's confirmed yet.
Yeah.
And like blah blah blah. And then the two other F2 drivers were like, they're saying some shit.
I saw that clip.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it.
I think he was saying just like he can't really talk about it.
Yeah,
Is like he can't say if he has anything lined up, and he can't say if he doesn't.
yeah. And I think people were taking that as a hint, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's any. I don't think they're looking at him yet.
No.
From what I've like felt recently, is that Yuki is actually getting more into the conversation. 'Cause
I think so, too.
I think Liam is getting less certain because he had a bad race last weekend.
Mhm.
He hasn't been, bulletproof.
No.
I think Colapinto was in the question, but he's been crashing too much. And in the cost
Yeah.
cap era, that's not a good look. So, I mean, obviously we've talked about this.
Yeah.
It would be Yuki in our opinion, but
I think it. yeah.
we don't know the politics. I assume right after Abu Dhabi and that next week they'll probably announce something. So
It could also be first race in next year that they announce it. It could be like in such a long time.
I assume because they want to get him, whoever it is, ready for that seat if they're going with someone else. So I assume they're going to
Yeah.
announce it pretty soon, or else we're going to find out that this driver is doing a driver test in the winter, and that's it.
yeah, it's like
So,
pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be Yuki. I think if they do replace him, which I think they will. I think it'll be Yuki,
Yeah.
which would be awesome.
Come on, dude.
Oh
Come
my God.
on, dude.
I would love that.
Yuki win, Yuki podium. Give
I
it
would
to
actually
me.
love that, man.
Give it to me.
dude. If he's like fighting for like podiums, oh my God, what a beast.
Yeah. I think that's all I have to say about Qatar.
I'm glad we both agreed. I thought you'd say the same thing because you're all about on action or on track action.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That was some bullshit.
yeah, it's pretty
That
bad
was a
race.
fucking Drive to Survive race right there. Like,
Yeah.
If you like Drive to Survive, you like that race, and I'll stand by that statement.
Yeah, dude, I felt bad because Jensen was. You gotta stop tapping your foot, man.
I don't think they can hear that.
Oh, they definitely can.
No, I cut it out.
Okay,
Dude, they can't even hear my breathing. But I
True.
will stop.
Yeah,
just in
you just
case.
gotta stop because
Just
like
in
the
case.
cord's touching it and shit. You know.
Yeah. I
Um.
didn't even realize I was doing it.
Which I liked, like Jensen Button commentating. I thought that was kind of fun.
Dude, I love that guy.
Yeah, super cool
I
guy.
think one of my favorite people in F1,
Yeah,
like in the ecosystem.
and yeah, I don't even know how that works.
Former announcers, people work in it,
Just in the
just in
I
the
guess
bubble.
it kind of
In the
works.
bubble.
We're technically part of that ecosystem, just really kind of
We're
far
just
away.
like, we're just fucking poking at it, dude.
We're like mosquitoes.
Yeah.
We're like mosquitoes of F1.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I thought at the end of the race he was like, "What a great race" and stuff like that. And I think it was like, it was weird hearing him say that because I don't think he actually thought it was, and I kind of felt bad because I wanted him to announce a actual like better race. So
Well, when you're a presenter, like you always try to
yeah,
spice it up a little bit. Like,
sure.
like I was watching a weekend warm up today, and they're like, "I'm so excited to see the Ferrari versus McLaren constructors battle." I'm like,
Oh.
"No, you're probably not that excited." like P6 is more exciting than that. And
I don't know. That's debatable.
I mean, I think it's closer. I think it's more of a battle than the Ferrari McLaren one's going to be.
Yeah, I guess. That's true.
And I would say that like it's not going to be that exciting of a race in general. Like the season's pretty much wrapped up. Unless
Yeah.
we get like a crazy winner, like it's not going to be anything special. But they try to hype up the last race and
True. Last
all
race
that.
of the year.
Yeah, like shit track.
How do you reflect on this whole year? It's like, yeah. Yeah, you bring up a good point because it's also like upgrades aren't coming. Everyone's kind of like getting ready for the next year.
Yeah.
Lewis is mentally at Ferrari.
I think during practice, all the teams will do the young driver FP1s.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
It's like 6 of them.
Yeah, it's like hopefully it's not like just a parade race, but you
Well,
never
yeah.
know.
I guess constructors and also like, I think the guys like, is there any chance Charles beats Lando?
Yeah, there is. Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
It's definitely a possibility.
And then stuff
Which
like
would
that.
be
Like I think they're still
shocking.
relatively competitive about. Like if you're like in 11th right now, you're like, oh, I want to be a top 10 driver, you know, and so
Yeah.
you're like really pushing.
Yeah. So, what's your guess between Lando and Charles?
I mean, I don't know the actual points, but like 15,
Just the gap
15.
8.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that. I totally knew that.
So
Okay,
it's-
that's pretty
it
close.
could- dude. Yeah, it could happen.
Dude, a DNF and a P5, P6.
Yeah, that's all. It
Charles
takes.
wins,
Um,
which would be
fuck, I was gonna say something.
a pretty insane thing to happen.
Be quite the blunder on
Yeah.
Lando's part.
Especially like everyone talking about the whole the whole like championship battle, and then Lando didn't even finish second. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like that's. But,
it's a weird one. I was just thinking back to last year, Abu Dhabi.
sure.
All we had was battle for third in the constructors. It was
Oh damn.
no battle for second. Yeah, battle for second.
Not even
because
it
it was
places.
it was Mercedes versus Ferrari for second in the constructors. That's all we had last year because Red Bull had constructors early, Max early.
Mm-hmm. I think Charles early for second
Charles what?
second place.
No, I think he was with Checo close till the
Really,
end.
that's
I
surprising.
think Checo might have gotten it though. I think he might have gotten it.
Should we get into Abu?
I mean, we're kind of in it right now.
I guess. Are we in it?
Are we not?
I guess we actually are. You're right. You're right. We are completely in it. To get more into it,
What you got for me?
Jack Doohan,
Yep.
which I don't really understand how to say his name.
Oh,
Can we get into that?
Duan.
Doohan?
I
or
don't
you could
trust.
say-
I don't trust the British pronunciation of it.
No, I got to hear him say it.
Exactly.
Because you could say Doohan,
I think it's gonna be Duan because he's Australian.
but it's not like Doohan.
No,
That sounds like
and
Wuhan.
Duhan is no. I think
Coronavirus.
it's Duan. Yeah.
Um,
Duhan. That was good. That was a Mark Norman little bit right
yeah,
there.
that was pretty good.
I think it's pretty sad on the team's part. I think it's kind of fucked up how Espen Ocon with the team for what 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Something like that.
He was there before it was even Alpine, so I'm including
Yeah,
that.
maybe like 5 years.
Yeah. Got a win. Podiumed 3 races ago. Had podiums
Mhm.
before that. Like, definitely has a good, like, from what he posted on Instagram, definitely has a lot of respect for the team. I think it's just upper management
Yeah.
who wanted to kick him out and get Jack in there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a similar thing to, I'd say, like Ricardo, where it's you want that closure and it kind of sucks when you don't get it. Like this one's definitely not as bad because Espen's going to be in the sport next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of
True.
just like a premature what's going to happen anyways. But it's still like he had a helmet planned out of him like winning on it, like all his greatest memories with Alpine. And he's like
Yeah.
not going to be able to use it. And he's just not racing.
I think it's kind of strange.
Really weird.
I don't know. It seems weird to Like, I don't know if there's, it's strange to like just not have a guy race for no reason. Like, I get if it's like a performance thing like Ricardo, or like an injury thing like Carlos and Ollie Behrman, but just to like get a guy in there just so he has more experience for next year, it just seems like how far are you going to take that? Are you going to do that? Are you going to do 2 races next year? You know, like you could do that.
Yeah,
and
also they're not going to be that competitive next year, I would assume. Like, it's not like you're getting like Kimi Antonelli in your team and your Mercedes and you're going to fight for podiums next year right away.
True.
Like, he's going to have time to learn in that car.
Yeah, that's kind of my point, is like, it just seems rushed. And it's like, I don't know, you could have put him in multiple races ago if you wanted to. And I don't know, just let Esteban finish.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think everyone else does too. It's just
sad.
weird politics.
Very. That's my one problem with Alpine, is some of their morals just kind of don't line up with mine.
It's because they're French, dude. It's so classic.
Is that a thing?
Sleazy. Nah, don't get mad at me, French people.
Don't know. What's something French that I like?
Baguettes, croissants.
Kind of dry.
The woman.
I've never met a French woman.
Never?
I don't think so. Except for Manon.
Deep cut.
That's a crazy cut.
I knew you were going to say that.
Her and that's about it.
No, pretty cool country. I don't know. Been once.
Wine. I guess I like wine.
French wine. French people, help us out in the comments.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
What's good? What's good about your country? Dude, they need to step it up.
Yeah.
Mbappe?
I feel like all they have is like good history.
Yeah. Napoleon?
Yeah.
He's French, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
I'm excited to see what he's going to do this race, though, I would say, because I think nowadays there's more pressure on the rookies coming to F1 because Behrman was good straight out of the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Colapinto was good right away and quick.
Lawson did pretty well.
Lawson did well. The rookies have been proving themselves, and that's why we saw that shift into them all coming in this next year. So I think it's not a no stress race for him.
No, I think it's a lot of pressure. Yeah, it could be a difficult car, but I mean, I guess it's been pretty solid recently.
Yeah.
Jeez, I keep burping.
Me too. I saw something too where Jack was like, Esteban's really taking me under his wing and like talked to me about the car and like giving me tips for getting into F1, which I thought was pretty cool that he said that because it might even like be like somewhat risky for him to say that because they kicked him off the team and he's leaving. Because like realistically, if you're playing the game, you say that about Pierre because that's going to be your teammate.
True.
But he said about Ocon, which I respect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could be a good pairing. Yeah, I guess I really also don't know much about Jack's like driving style at all.
No, so. I don't know much about him at all. He kind of seems like an Oscar character where not just because they're from the same country, but just kind of like down to earth and like pretty normal and like pretty nice, chill person.
Seems like a very normal guy. Like, yeah, honestly, compared to some of the other people that seem like they've been in F1 kind of in like a posh way almost, kind of like George Lando kind of vibes.
Yeah.
But Jack and Oscar kind of seem like it was like more of a, I don't know.
I think we should do a whole podcast in the off season just about the rookies coming in, the new drivers.
I'd love
and
to
like dive deep. Like we each get a couple and then we come prepared.
I love diving deep into young men. So
does the Catholic Church. All right, moving on.
Maybe cut that. No, keep it in.
Uncut podcast.
Yeah, it's uncut.
What else do we have? I'm trying to think.
We could do like some sort of predictions. I just don't know much about this track, to be honest.
This track is just so mid.
Oh,
I think it's clunky. It was like the first like Middle Eastern track. So they just kind of just built it, put a lot of money into it. It's not even that good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm never excited for it going into it.
No, I think I don't know why I leaned forward so far, but it's kind of a bummer how like these like Middle Eastern tracks, and then maybe it's not Middle Eastern specific, but just like the end of the season tracks just are not that great.
I'd say beginning and end, because it used to be you start in Australia, finish in Brazil, and those are
Great.
two great weekends.
Give it to me. Yeah. Which I don't know. It's kind of upsetting. I think it's a weather thing, right?
Yeah,
Like a season, like because it's warmer down there.
But like we were just in Brazil, so you could finish there. I think it's a location thing now.
Like a travel, like they're trying to make it efficient.
But like I'd rather just get all these out of the way at the start if we're gonna do it. Like go Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Like don't go from Vegas to the Middle East at the end.
Or maybe just cut like 2 of them.
Yeah.
But I think it should finish in Europe, personally.
I have a question for you.
I love questions.
What is the biggest thing you're gonna miss from this season? Could be like driver duos or like something that was like someone's first win that happened this year that you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. We're not gonna get that next year. I don't know.
Okay, like yeah,
Just
I kind of
like-
see what you're saying.
Yeah, something that happened this year that you're gonna be like, oh, that was like good. I'm gonna miss that next year.
I mean, I guess obviously I would have to go some of the driver pairings.
Yeah.
Carlos Charles
That
is pretty obvious.
I think that's number one.
I also thought the Haas lineup was kind of fun
Yeah, it was just the old dogs.
Yeah.
Just fucking ripping, dude.
and like did pretty well.
Yeah. Just solid.
I think I'm gonna miss Esteban and Pierre low key.
That one I don't really care about.
I think I thought it was kind of interesting though,
Yeah, both French too. French teams
and
kinda
like
fun.
the controversy before.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna miss Bottas.
I think when Pierre and Esteban were on the podium together, I thought that was like super cool,
That was pretty sick.
like pretty wholesome.
when that happened, or I was watching the race late, and like right when it ended, my roommates wanted to switch to the Seahawks game.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
And so I didn't see the podium, and
Yeah.
I went back and watched it because I'm like, dude, I want to see this.
They also had like a post race interview where like Esteban like kind of like put his arm around
Dude, it
him.
was the
was
great
like-
wrap up.
I was like, oh man, that's like-
Warms your heart.
it really warms your heart. I'll miss that. I guess just I think it was just a great season, like super competitive season, and I guess 2025 could be very competitive, and it probably will be.
I think it will be.
But obviously we had whatever, maybe statistically one of the most competitive seasons in history of F1
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of winners and
just from the stats, 4 teams winning 4 races was pretty wild.
yeah, and I think it was like 8 drivers won a race.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds right. We could go through it.
It sounds like a lot, but
Max.
it was
Lando.
Checo would have been 8, so it's 7,
So it was just the main teams.
and then Max, not Checo.
Yeah.
So it's the 4 main teams.
Okay, 7.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll probably miss that aspect.
Bottas. I said that earlier, but
Bottas.
good
Yeah,
guy. Hopefully he'll still be in the ecosystem.
I would love if he was remained. Maybe as like a reserve, like we've kind of talked about.
Oh, I had an idea today. We should do end of the season, dress up in suits for a podcast, and we do like Oscar style awards for the season.
Oh, okay.
Like we come up with them together and then like trade off announcing them and then like talk about it and
Sure.
shit.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
I love awarding.
Like best race, best drive, best
Overtake,
performance, best overtake,
best
all-
dress. We
all
got to
of
do
that.
some fun ones.
Yeah, we gotta throw in some spice in there. Biggest like blunder,
Yeah.
biggest boomba
I thought you were gonna say the biggest dick or something.
No, that's you, man.
That's interesting. That's interesting though. Yeah, I would do something like that. We got a lot of fun like after season ideas.
Yeah,
We got to revamp
yeah. We'll refresh before
season
next
3.
season.
I feel like we've just been so busy like with life recently.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think just take a weekend, kind of just lock in,
Yeah. Like, I feel like Asia kind of
cut the momentum.
cut the momentum, and then also like starting new jobs. Like, I'm obviously busy. You're obviously busy. It's also like winter. So like it's dark all the time. It's cold, and it kind of just brings you down a little bit.
But
But
we could lock in and just
we could lock in. But I'm
no,
trying to
no
lock
pressure,
in.
no pressure to go outside at all. So
Yeah, I don't know about that.
just lock in the stew, dude.
Definitely go outside still, guys. Don't listen to him. Don't
I'm
just
saying,
sit
yeah,
inside.
but when the sun sets at 4:00,
Yeah, sure.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely got to do more for the pod, though.
Yeah, it's
But-
okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Season 3 is about to go crazy.
I'm hyped. Betting predictions, then we wrap this shit up.
Yeah, let's do betting.
Okay.
I'm really curious what you did.
I almost don't even want to say it, dude. I went big.
That's fine. Dude, then say it. Why wouldn't you want to say it?
Because it's just ridiculous bets.
Oh,
I probably didn't do a bet under 200 plus.
that's actually mental.
Yep. Throwing away money.
Wow.
Okay. I guess I'll go first because I can't just leave that hanging. I have Ferrari Constructors Champions.
Welcome to the
Yep.
club.
I'm right there. I did $2 to win 11. So
Okay.
plus 550, which is way more than you because you bet 4 to win 8.
No, are you
Yeah,
sure?
Yep. Just looked at it.
Okay, this guy. So the odds have gone down. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I have Jack Doohan.
Whatever. We got to stick with one. Let's go
Doohan. I think it's the British people are probably just
Dewey.
going to say it anyways. Jack Dewey.
Do we win?
That's good.
Win,
Jack
win?
Dewey, first place. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, shit.
Top 10 finish, dollar to win 375.
Bold statement.
Just, I saw him. I'm like, throw the kid on there.
Fuck it.
Why not bet on him first race? Lando Norris, fastest qualifier, 2 to win 440. Just kind of.
Let me just interrupt.
Yep.
The Jack Doohan bet is just so classic, like points in his first race. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so.
It's just like beginner. I can just visualize.
Yeah, I
it.
can see it.
Just
I can see
some
the
dumb
fucking
shit.
the Instagram post where he's just like,
Yeah.
and the captions just points or whatever.
And his face over Esteban's body because they didn't take a photo of him. And then I have Carlos Sainz win
I like that.
$2 to win 18. Last
okay.
race with Ferrari, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be rooting for the kids.
I love it. The kid.
Yep.
He's like 10 years older.
Probably
Probably not. Probably like
7 years older. He's 30.
he's 30. Old head.
Yeah.
Unk status.
Young status.
Unk status.
I was listening to the Beyond the Grid podcast.
Is he really
with him.
30?
Yeah, I was listening to the Beyond the Grid today.
Unk status. Dude, he's got to have kids soon.
Dude, yeah, he's got to settle down, dude.
Settle down, dude. Bro, I'd
With
retire.
with a Scottish woman.
Chanel West Coast.
Nope. No.
What's her name?
It caught me off guard. Can we get a Chanel laugh in the post?
Yeah, put that in. Can I hear your best Chanel?
Yeah. That's way better.
It's like SpongeBob.
Okay, moving on. Sergio Perez. Something to call him Checo.
Stop tapping your foot, guy.
Dude, sorry. I drink coffee late today.
That's okay.
So I'm buzzing. To beat Max Verstappen, $1 to win $8.
Wow.
So
Dude, this could go crazy though.
if Max crashes,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what it is.
That's yeah.
And then I have Franco Colapinto beating Alex Albon 2 to win 4.
Jeez,
So-
what's your total payout?
$10 to win 49.
Jesus.
And all of them can happen. There's no conflicting bets.
Okay.
So- Watch out.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you. I'll need it.
I like some of those bets actually. But listen to these. I have Yuki Tsunoda beating Liam Lawson. And my reasoning behind that is
It's minus 150, something like
minus 170.
Yep.
So I bet 170 win $1.
that. Pussy.
I don't know if
Cut that.
Liam I don't know if Liam's raced here. Obviously he hasn't in the RB, so I thought Yuki would have an advantage there.
Did he not race last year here when Daniel was hurt?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Did he?
I think
I don't
he
think
might
so.
have. No. When did Daniel come back? I don't even, was he out for the
He was
season?
only out for like four
Okay,
races.
then yeah, he probably didn't race here. But F2, they race here.
Yeah, okay, sure. But in an RB, it's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Then I have Carlos Sainz win.
Yep.
Same bet $2 to win 18.
Yeah, dude, $2 on 18. Let's go.
I saw that and I was like,
That's
I'm taking
crazy.
that.
You did the same
taking
thing.
Then I have Max Verstappen beating Lando at minus 130.
Okay.
Then I have Carlos Sainz beating George Russell plus 110.
Okay.
We didn't really go into like who you think's going to do well here.
Well, we'll get into our predictions after this.
Okay. All right. Then I have Max Verstappen pole. I feel like he's been doing really well in qualifying.
Yep.
3
practice sessions too, which is big for Red Bull because it takes a lot to get that car in the working window.
That's a great point, Aiden.
I'm not sure if you're in that, but in that mindset, but you know.
That's kind of, well, no, I've just been, I guess, just going off. He's just been really
Yeah, I got you.
doing well in quali. And then I got Ferrari both top 6.
Minus.
Yep, minus 200.
Okay.
2 to win $1. Potential win 34.60. So it's still that's like pretty big for me.
Yeah, I mean the Carlos adds a lot in there.
Yeah, it does.
But it's not too far off mine actually.
No, but it's I don't know. I only have the Max, dude. Max plus 250 to win qualifying.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Well, I think weren't they all plus 250? Like
Yeah.
all the top people. Dude, I love that.
Yeah,
Just no one knows. No one knows.
No,
It's a beautiful thing in Formula One.
Yeah. I guess getting into it. You want to do podium?
I think we go pole and podium. Yeah.
Pole pod. You want me to start? I'll start.
Sure.
I think you started last time. Just give me Max. I'm gonna stay with my bet. Reasons. Stay with my bet.
Okay. I'll go Lando. I think they're still going to have a slight advantage with the car, but I think Max is a good shout.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I haven't seen enough from Lando this year in qualifying. Bold statement.
I mean, no. I think he's gotten 7 poles,
Okay.
so
It's not bad.
it's a pretty bad statement.
Okay.
Bad take.
Horrible take. Third place, give me Piastri.
Okay. Dude, where's Piastri been? Can we talk about this real quick?
Where's he been?
Everyone's shit on Lando for not winning the drivers' championship, but when it comes down to constructors, Piastri's been kind of absent lately.
Yeah.
He's been there, but like
Dude,
nothing
he's been
crazy.
there.
But nothing crazy.
Like,
Like
I mean,
when was the last time he was on the podium?
This week? Qatar, I think. No.
I don't
sure?
think- I don't think so. When was the last time he was on the podium?
Pull it up. Let me look at drivers. Dude, he's 60 points off Lando.
Okay, let's see.
And
when
it's
the-
his
when
second-
was-
it's-
when was
it's
the
his
last
second
time?
year.
When was the last time he was on the podium?
He's at 8 podiums. That doesn't really help.
You can go to the results from the
Race
races
results?
and just go through until you
Oh,
see.
great. Qatar, 3rd place.
So it was 3rd place, but
Yeah.
before that,
Singapore.
yeah.
So it was a while.
It was a while.
But he won Baku, 2nd place at Italy, 2nd place at Belgium. Dude, he's won 2 races this year.
Yeah, but that's when McLaren was really good. I'm just saying
It's
that
true.
recently.
Yeah. I think this was
I'm
kind
not
of
saying
his
he had a
comeback.
bad year, but I'm saying
No, yeah. I
since
see what you're saying.
the little slump that they had.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
dude,
3rd
60 points off Lando is not that bad
No.
for a second-year driver.
No. He's a good driver.
He's a great driver.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, because there was at one point where you and I were kind of saying, like, dude, is Piastri going to be better than Lando this year? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like at the very beginning of the year, or kind of when like McLaren was starting to move upwards.
Because he was right there. So
Yeah.
Okay. So you got Piastri 3rd.
Yep.
I'll go. Mercedes always does well here. So I'm gonna go George P3.
Okay. Give me Charles Leclerc, P2.
Cool. Give me Carlos Sainz, P2.
I'm going Max win. Sorry.
That's okay.
Back to my old ways.
I'm going Lando Norris win. Max and Charles not on the podium.
It's okay.
We'll see.
Back to your old ways.
We'll see.
First turn.
Turn 1, they hit each other.
And they kiss in the air.
Whoa, whoa, gravel, get out. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just going a little bold at the end of the season. You
That's
know,
fine. I feel like I don't know enough about this track, to be honest.
It's not that track dependent. It's pretty average track.
Yeah.
I don't think it favors really one team over the others.
It just seems like pretty diverse. Like it's not like Monza or it's not like Qatar or like Zandvoort. Like it's kind of just like
little snippets of everything because it's
like,
got that third slow sector.
Yep.
Which is just fucking shit.
And then
you just
like
can't even overtake it all. And then
couple
overtaking. I don't know.
Couple straights, couple slow.
I shit on it a lot, but there are like 3 overtaking spots, mainly these 2.
I guess we'll see, man.
But dude, what if it's like the best race of the season?
That'd be fucking awesome.
That'd be fucking awesome.
I'd eat my words. I think Ferrari could do well here. That's my team, though.
They historically have done poorly here, but they got a better car this year, and I think drivers are looking confident. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz win. Stay tuned.
Is that it?
Yeah. You got anything else to say?
No.
You don't want to address your fit?
My fit. I got the all khaki fit.
Yep.
It's actually kind of a crazy fit, to be honest.
All right. We're done.
Yeah, we're done here. We're done here. That was Sally.